co-wrote the whole album together. It was like a real partnership. We were like, we've had such respect for each other in the rap game for so long that we decided finally it's time to team up. It's time to team up on an album. You sit in the NVIDIA bar. I mean, that's just proof positive. That's proof positive that I was deeply involved. Do you think J. Cole's doing NVIDIA bars? No, that's me. That's my contribution. No wonder it took so fucking long. You're like the white Eminem. Thank you. I've often thought that about myself. I've often thought that I'm the white Eminem. Blooper 47, thank you for the prime. Apanace, thank you for the prime. Matt-tastic Voyage, thank you for the prime. Violin Dash, thank you for the prime. Barry Cool, thank you for the prime. Really, you know, if you're a J. Cole fan, pretty damn good album, I gotta say. Pretty damn good album. Did you call it the fall off because all the hair fell off your head? Yep, that's it. How did you guess? Yeah, J. Cole wanted to call it like, I'm the rap goat or something. And I was like, no, let's call it the fall off because the hair keeps falling off my head. And he's like, well, that doesn't seem like a great rap album name. And I was like, no, I'm going to insist. So that's exactly how it went down. I'm surprised you knew that because that was a private conversation. Wait, let me turn the air on. It is hot AF in here, probably from those scorching verses from J. Cole, co-written by myself. Hello! How the hell are you? How's it going? How's your Friday? How's your week? It's got to feel good, right? We're 6:50 p.m. on a Friday. It's the best time because you have Saturday and Sunday ahead of you if you have obligations that you could ignore. I'm assuming that you should be pretty happy. You got potential. You're going to waste this weekend, but right now you don't know that. Right now you don't know that your weekend's going to get wasted because you have so much ahead of you. Okay? So the potential is high. The future is bright. Honestly, with the Super Bowl, maybe there's some fun event you're going to or something. The Sleeper Bowl. Super Bowl's fun. It's not like football. Like Super Bowl's a good time. People get together, you eat pizza, you eat wings, you drink beer, you talk shit about the Patriots. It's a humdinger. And I get to watch the ads, which as a marketer, I do enjoy. And then I get to watch the ads with you guys on Monday. So it's a win-win. I hate pizza. All right. You're focusing on the wrong thing. If you're at a Super Bowl party and you're mad because pizza is served there, you don't have to eat it. It's not like, I knew there'd be fucking pizza here. What the fuck's the point? This whole thing's ruined. It's like, just don't eat it. Just eat the wings or eat something else. Are you excited for Kid Rock? Yeah, that's the best part. Dude, the best part is if you're at a Super Bowl event, party, anything, you can be the hero at halftime that says, turn off this woke slop and switches over to Kid Rock. And then everyone will clap. You get to be the hero. You get to stand up. And that's awesome. Like, you should be looking forward to that. That's like a cool thing that you get to do. Robert Stacks Unsolved. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Jesus Christ. How the hell are you? Let me see if you have a chat message. Robert Stacks. I'm planning to waste it and get wasted. That's a bar worthy of a J. Cole album. Will there be a new Glide Step ad this weekend? Are you asking me to predict which ads will be this weekend? I don't fucking know. I'm trying to be non-spoiled. You can look it up basically, but I'm trying to be non-spoiled. People, I saw that like the prediction markets were having bets on which companies advertise, but my understanding is that is nearly public information. Every company that has bought a Super Bowl ad is like making that as public as possible. They want people to know because they spend all the money. So they put it up early and they talk about it so I'm kind of, I don't understand. I don't understand why there isn't a confident bet. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe some, I guess some of them could have bought slots that only appear if there are certain breaks in the game or whatever. I mean, that could be it. Or the length of the game could matter. Fuck, I don't know. Yo, Big Ad from Australia. What's super about this bowl? No, you misunderstood it. And that's a common Australian mistake. It's not a Super Bowl. It's a superb owl. You put the space in the wrong spot. Every year, America's giant great owl comes out and tells us whether we're going to have 6 more months of summer. And it's like a really big, important day for us. And we're all really excited about it. And the great owl, and we love that fucking owl. It's like a core part of American lore. Talking to my friend Herbal. Sup, Herbal. That is good. Hey, you know what? When you got a banger joke like that, you got to let it rip. When you got a heater, you can't just keep that locked up. Are you talking about the comeback of the Overwatch League out? Okay. Folks, I got to do my Trump hands for a second. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong on the timeline here. Because I'd hate to be wrong and I want to be corrected. Is this the case? Blizzard launches Overwatch. Hugely popular game, a hit right out of the gate. Then they think this has got to be an esport. So they launch Overwatch League, which kind of ruins the fucking game because Overwatch League is not fun to watch, costs bazillions of dollars. It makes everyone in the community competitive, which ruins the fun, and they balance around it, which also ruins the casual players' games. So then, to save the dying game and to make money for the Overwatch League teams, which are now extremely underwater because they paid like $60 million plus for a slot and the game is dying, they try to desperately launch Overwatch 2, which is a sequel that is basically the same game. And they promise it'll have cool PvE features, which it doesn't have. Okay? Then, when they launch Overwatch 2, they discontinue the original Overwatch just to make sure you have to be able to play this game. Because if you like Overwatch, they can't have a split player base. So they discontinue this game, and they literally don't let you log in and play it. Okay? So now you have to go to Overwatch 2. Then, 6 days ago? They dropped the 2. So, by the way, this died. So what? Now we're back to original Overwatch fucking 6 years later? What the hell just happened? Did I miss anything? What? What a fucking masterpiece. What a brilliant business strategy. It's cleaner. All roads lead back to the owl. What are we talking about, dude? It's worse than the HBO strat. Bravo, Vince. Every phase of that lost money, except for the first part. By the way, I'm not an expert on Overwatch because I don't play it. Are people saying that they dropped it down to 5v5, then upped it back up to 6v6? Is it currently 6v6? Or am I wrong? Just an alt mode. Okay. All right, there's both. Oh, good. Split the player base. That's good. You should split it up. That way there's longer queues. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like mismanagement. And I'm sure there's Overwatch fans who have a good time. Far be it from me to say otherwise, but feels like the game is truly dead. I got to be honest with you. Or at least not dead like 0 players, but it's never coming back to what it was when Overwatch launched. Deadlock do fi. I don't know what the fuck that means. Is it slang? What is this? Why are we saying it like this? What is fi? Fi. Big A play Deadlock. It's better than your hairline. First of all, based on the logic of your joke, that would be a really low bar to clear. If you are constantly saying my hairline is terrible, then saying it's better than my hairline could mean it's like a 2 out of, that doesn't mean anything. That's not a positive. I don't think Deadlock. People are going to hate, Deadlock fans are going to hate me. I don't think Deadlock's going to do it, man. I don't think it's going to make the splash that you guys are saying it's going to make. I think it's going to be fine, and Deadlock fans will like it, but, well, like, doesn't it? I don't even believe in my heart of hearts that Valve still got it like that. That's right, I said it, Gabe Newell. I think you're too busy on your LAN party yacht. I don't think Valve's got it like that, dude. They lost the sauce. They can only coast on games they made pre-Artifact, really. Pre-CSGO knives taking off. I feel like they don't have the sauce, dude. They're just coasting on older games. He's bitter about No 3. I don't even know what No 3 is. Deadlock is good. This guy hasn't even played it. I haven't played it. You're absolutely right. I have not played it. It's not even about whether it's good or not. People like it. I know Otto likes it. I know Connor Eats Pants likes it. He's the face of Deadlock, I've heard. But Deadlock's the most fun I've had in a video game, let alone a MOBA. Interesting. Okay, here's a question. Here's how I'll know if it's a good MOBA. As a man who spent a large chunk of my life playing MOBAs, riddle me this. How many times per game does my teammate tell me to kill myself? Simple question. Simple question. All these numbers you're saying are too low. They're too low for my level of enjoyment. It sounds like not enough. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to be seeing it 50, 70, 80 times a game. Minimum, like minimum, just to feel something. It has voice chat, so more than League. I feel like League's lack of voice chat actually causes people to innovate in how mean they are to you. With voice chat, people are often uncreative. They say the same shit. But when they have to type it, they really try to go crazy with it. Restrictions breed innovation, yeah. Rocket League. They got to say the crazy stuff around the filters. Yeah. Again, the filters make them say wild things. I mean, again, in my heyday, I could insult a teammate with the best of them, by the way. I was a young man with my entire ego wrapped up in League of Legends, and any loss was attack on my personal character, and I would lash out. And I would Google people's usernames, try to find their social media accounts, try to pull up information about their lives to use against them. Because I was very, very angry at my jungler for not ganking. No, I didn't do slurs. It wasn't slurs. It would be like, you find a tweet where they're like, damn, I failed that math test. And they'd be like, yeah, you can't even gank for me, and you're failing your math test, and you're going to fail at fucking life. It'd be like that, dude. I would try to like fucking build a narrative that their character failures in the game were drawn to their larger failures as a person. Dude, I remember, I don't know if I probably told the story a million times, but I'm telling you anyway. When I first applied to Riot right after graduation, when I was deepest in the League of Legends sauce, and I was like, I either work at Riot or I have no job. When I first applied at Riot, I was so nervous they would look up my chat history in the interview, or like, they would check my logs. So I spent 10 days leading up to the interview where I played and I was as nice as possible, which is, by the way, a huge waste of time. A huge waste of time to prep for an interview is to play League of Legends all day and to like be a nice guy. I guarantee they didn't even fucking check. It was a huge win. When I was a dumb kid, I was like, they're gonna get me. So I was playing every game like, oh, good job, team. Let's go after the dragon. Hey, nice job. Hey, don't worry about losing top. It's okay. Which, by the way, sounds insulting. This is how high school students think colleges will select admits. Yeah, I mean, you definitely... A lot of misconceptions I had about the employed world were wrong when I was younger. And also just the level of thought that goes into it. I thought it was way higher. And then when you see it from the other side, it's like the dude interviewing you has like 4 meetings that day. And he's like, he hasn't even read your resume yet. He shows up. He's asking like default questions, winging it. You know, it's like everybody's just trying to get through. They've been asked to do this by somebody else. Yeah. So it's you know, you learn, you live and you learn. Atrioc talks like a former frat guy that is reminiscing about uni because his life sucks. Isn't what I'm saying 100% the opposite? Aren't I reminiscing about a horrible time in my life where now I am actually quite well off and have a lot of free time? Like, isn't what I'm doing literally exactly the opposite of what you're saying? I do not reminisce about but you miss it though? Bro, you can't tell me it doesn't hit. When it's 3 a.m. Tuesday morning, you have class in 5 hours for a test that if you fail, your scholarship's at risk. And you need that because your parents are not paying for shit and you already took out student loans and you need like this few $1,000s to, and you're still playing League of Legends and you're down 48 LP on the day, but you fucking go 12-2 this game with Fizz and you finally win and you just feel, you feel the fucking rush. You feel the rush. Oh, the greatest thing, the fucking highlight of your week is when back then, at least, you know, I was in some high-low queues. Not to toot my own horn here, not to jump on my own pole, Fizz style. But you'd play the same people a lot. So you're playing in a game. Let's say you play one game and then you have a top laner who fucking feeds. And then you're talking shit the whole game. You stupid fucking loser. You lost us this game. And then next game, he's on the other team and you win. Nothing feels better in the world. Nothing. And you're all chatting, you're pinging, it's oh my God, it's the greatest feeling of all time. It's better than fucking heroin. And I would know. How deep do interviewers check your digital footprint? I mean, for some jobs, I'm sure they do a deep dive. For 99.9% of them, it's nothing. Maybe a simple Google search. Nobody has time for anything, bro. They just check wiki feet. Yeah. Yep. Having worked in the industry, that's what the first thing they'll do. They'll check your wiki feet and they'll make sure you have good grippers. That's key for Google, for Amazon, for NVIDIA. Mostly grippers based. So clip the toenails. Dude, every time, you know, my toenails are clipped, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. They are clipped. However, you know, there's the classic, not all of you are married. There's the classic married life thing where prove it. I will, just because. Clipped. Okay? My toenails are clipped. However, there is the classic married life thing where my wife, Ari, is like she wants them clipped every day, basically. If she had her way, my toenails would be ground down with a razor. She doesn't like ever seeing the toenails get anyway. And so the way she tries to get me to do this is every time I play basketball, my feet kind of hurt because I'm fucking in my 30s and I go hard out there. And so every time I come back from basketball, I'm like, my feet, they kind of, because I played 3 hours of basketball or something. And she's always like, you know what it is? You know what it is, babe? It's probably your toenails are too long for the shoe. If you clip them, I bet there wouldn't be so much. And I'm like, there's absolutely zero chance that's it. And she's like, no, I think it's probably, but she says it so earnestly every time. And I'm like, babe, there's zero chance in the world that is and she keeps trying to push this theory on me. Anyway. Women love sushi feet. What the fuck is sushi feet? What are you talking about? Atrioc, I'm 24. I'm thinking of quitting my nice job and starting a political party focused on reforms. Thoughts? My honest thoughts don't. My honest thoughts is don't. I feel like that is going to be a expensive, dangerous choice. But if you truly believe in it, don't let a fucking streamer stop you, bro. Let me just say something. The last person I heard try to start a party was the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, who has currently $850 billion of personal net worth, and he gave up. So I don't know if you at 24 is going to fucking break the cycle, but I believe in you. You got motion. If you got motion, you got motion. My cat meowing. Debbie. Chicken the Wing, thank you for the prime. Hey, Big A, I'm becoming a butcher. What's your favorite cut? I'm partial to the short rib personally. I love a good short rib. I couldn't name 5 cuts. I do not know. I don't know. I'm sure I could. I like ribeye. Ribeye's good. This is just like types of steak. What's my favorite type of steak? What is like a New York strip? What is that in a cut? That strip steak? It's a flavorful cut from the short loin of the cow. Yeah, it's fucking tasty. That's fucking tasty. I love that. That would be my favorite cut. And obviously a good ribeye, I bet his favorite kind of steak is steak.com. Maybe it is. Bro is a loin. Why do we eat chicken breast but not cow breast? Are you asking me like I made these choices? I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know why. I think we probably do, based on the part of the cow. Lyra Fitz, think of the 46 months. Big A, you were in my dream last night. Okay, pause. Aiden was trying to stop you from broadcasting. What does it mean? Why are you asking me what your dream means? I don't know what your fucking dream means, bro. It didn't you just dreamed it. I wasn't there. I'm on a show with Aiden, so technically we both broadcast together. I was a menace to Aiden yesterday. I was a menace, bro. I showed up at the Mogul Moves office and I was a menace. But that being said, Aiden is a menace to everyone else there because he is like the boss and he's just playing Counter-Strike with squeaks. I'm not kidding. I finished my workout like 7 p.m. Okay. And I go up and say bye to everybody. There's like 3 people working on Ludwig's China trip. They're working late. They're stressed. They're exhausted. I look over. There's Aiden. Ah, go to B. Smoke mid. He's just fucking playing Counter-Strike. And they're all working. But you could go any time of the day. And brother is fucking... I think this is why managers in most offices need a closed door office because it's actually damaging for morale to see them not working. You have to at least have the fiction that they're doing something because when you can look over your shoulder and see the boss of the office gaming 24/7, it's gonna destroy morale. I get so pissed off seeing my managers fuck off doing nothing. Exactly, dude. Exactly. You have to pretend they're cooking up something smart in there. That's better than a boss that pretends they're working hard. You think so? I feel like you want them to make the effort. A LARPer is worse? Well, okay, there's 2 types of LARPers, though. There's the LARPer that is like, at their desk pretending to be really focused and like, I'm so busy, you can't come to me. I have a big inbox. And there's a LARPer that is constantly like setting up meetings and trying to like involve themselves in shit and slow things down because they're like, I gotta be visible. That's the worst. Like if the boss is constantly like doing check-ins and that is worse. Okay. But you kind of want them to pretend to be busy. My manager actually contributes a loss. I guess I have a lucky situation. He's just a goat of the industry. Yeah, I mean, having a good manager is the best. It's huge for your satisfaction, especially if you feel like you're learning a damn thing or two. You should have someone micromanaging your live stream. I do. I have 3,300 people just like that. I have 3,000 of them. Okay. And they micromanage every fucking waking second. Every single topic, every single opinion, and they do it for free. They do it out of pure love of the craft, dude. Are you going to go over the unofficial jobs date or wait till the official release? It's horrible. The Challenger Gray and Christmas white collar jobs data is fucking terrible. It's like 2009 level. You guys want to see it? You want to fucking see it? Layoffs in January were the highest start to a year. This is this year. January layoffs. Most January layoffs since 2009. Love that. 108,435 layoffs. But I'm sure that every single one of these layoffs from companies like Amazon, 16,000 jobs, are all going to much better companies. You know what I'm saying? We're losing these lame jobs at white collar Amazon jobs, but I'm sure we're getting much better white collar jobs. It's not everybody just going to Uber no, we're getting some real good shit, that top of the top. Yeah, it's terrible. There was one other piece of data today. I mean, dude, I need to find a way to use this stuff in actual like presentations because I just say it now and then it goes into the ether. But you gotta check this out. This came out today, so I just want to, if you've watched the content for a while, right? You probably have a general idea. Like if you watch the Federal Reserve react, a general idea on the things I'm pointing to in the economy, right? And things I'm skeptical about, whatever. So, two pieces of data comes out. Number one is that layoffs among white collar jobs, horrible. Really, really high. Highest since 2009. Second thing is, let's pull this up. Sorry. I should have had it ready when I said this. I have a second thing up. I should have had this ready. You guys are like waiting for it. Here it is finally. Credit cards. This came out today. U.S. consumer credit rose in December by the most in a year. So, this is new data after I'm talking about it, and it's all going on the same direction. When people are acting like so surprised, like the consumer is so strong. How the fuck are they strong, bro? They're borrowing like crazy. Loans for vehicle purchase, loans for school tuition, loans for credit card, loans for all this stuff is peaking. And you're going to be like, yeah. And then you do consumer surveys of people and you ask them, how are you feeling about the economy? And they universally, even Republicans, they say, yeah, it fucking sucks. And then people add all that up and they go, question mark, I don't know what's behind this vibe session. I don't understand. Like the GDP number is so good. We're in a growth era. And it's like, how are you missing the gap at this point? Like a year ago, maybe I could see you missing it. Now, come on, bro. The funniest is when they do the surveys and people's opinions on the economy change immediately to the president gets elected. I mean, this happened. This is true. Right before the election, Biden voters, they were negative on the economy, but not nearly as negative as Trump voters. And then after Trump, it flipped. But the trend is that both of them were getting more negative. And now that we're a year into Trump, Republican, I mean, not all of them, but Republicans are negative too. Everyone's negative, bro. I think I saw, dude, I'd love to have this chart. It's in my brainstem. Let me see if I can pull it out through careful Googling. Oh, I would love to have it. Oh, it was reports. Oh, man, would I love to have this chart. I would love to have this chart. Dude, my cat is crying to be let out. But I'm trying to have the cat in the background as a stream prop. So you guys will sub and say, kitty, 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 kitty. So I can't possibly do that. Dude, it's I'm going to find this and you're gonna. It was surveys of people's feeling on the economy, and it goes all the way back to like Carter. It's every administration. I just saw this, and it was Chef's Kiss. Oh, brother. Let me have the cat out. Mm. Hey, Ting. Hey, Chevy. Hey, Chevy. Oh, no. Hey, Chevy. Hey, Chevy. Chevron. What a cat. What a kitty cat. He does not want to be here. He's ready to go. He does not want to be here. He wasn't here all day. All right. No, he doesn't hate me, bro. My cat loves me. I think I scared him when I knocked over the shoes. Damn, do I want to find that chart? This it? Maybe. Let's find out. No, it's not it. I mean, this is consumer sentiment, which is it tracks to what I'm talking about, but that's actually not what I'm saying. It was, damn. Oh well, someone will find it, I'm sure. Just draw it in paint. The problem with drawing it in paint is it's not nearly as impactful, even if I'm accurate, as showing it, because then people assume that I'm wrong on the numbers, but I'm not. Here, I'll draw it on paint and then someone will find it and it'll prove what I'm saying. Okay. 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 Okay, here it is. We're going to draw it in paint. So this is, it's consumer sentiment after the first year of their term for the last like 10 administrations. Okay. So I don't know. It'll have right here. It's like lowest one of this era is Carter. And then it's like, you know, higher. It's like Reagan. And then it keeps going. It's Bush. And it goes on and on and on and on. You know, it's like, and then Biden is like the lowest. And then there's like a line, a dotted line. And then it's Trump. It's Trump. And Trump's the lowest one ever recorded since they started doing the survey. And this is across all parties and affiliations. What's this? Someone have it? Yes, you found it. Oh my God, this is the exact article. Yes, Matt Stoller. Okay, you fucking found it. Wow, what a G. Thank you. Public satisfaction with the economy. Well, this is the wrong scene. By president. Bum. You know. So thank you, R-Dubs. Appreciate that. As you can see, bad. Right? Election losing. Probably election losing. See how it goes. But Democrat hoax. So I think the numbers bear it out that people are smoking that reef, dude. If they think people are happy right now, the economy. People thought Trump won was a good economy. Yes, that's a big part of why he won this time around, bro. People remembered Trump won and said, "I want more of that." Pre-COVID, that's economically wise, and it's mostly because Trump won in terms of actual impacts to most people's lives. Didn't do anything. He cut some taxes. He couldn't get anything done because everyone in his administration hated him. Trump 2's been way worse. Way worse. And time has passed. We're now in, post-COVID, everything broke, bro. We're in way more debt. We got inflation. China's only become more muscular, sexy, which is causing more contraction and competition. Like, there's just all these things, all these problems that got bigger and more challenging. And Trump's not the man to solve them, bro. He's just not. He's the man to enrich himself. But yeah, so that's where we're at. It's not good. I have 15 people in my downline selling failed co hats door to door. If they each sign up 15 people, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Let's turn these hats into some sort of multi-level marketing scheme. That'll save the American economy. It'll get everybody some stylish hats. Are you watching the Winter Olympics? I barely heard any news from it. I haven't watched it yet. I didn't see the opening ceremony. Was it good? It was good. It was pretty good. Vance got booed. JD Vance got booed? That doesn't make any sense to me. He's such a likable fella. That doesn't. He has like what you might call riz, Just the way he lights up a room with his presence. I feel like you must have been thinking about something else. Maybe they were saying good. You thought it was a boo, but it was good. They were saying good, like good job. Anyway, I gotta pull my nose real quick. Check out my Kobe's, bro. This tomorrow, I'm gonna dunk on stands. I'm wearing these. I'm gonna literally dunk on Nathan Herbert Staniel. I'm gonna do I have an 8-foot vertical. I don't know if you know that. I can jump 8 feet in the air. I hope Stan steps on him. Hey, I remember I told you guys to glaze Stans a bit on his game winner. Well, I was working out with Stans yesterday, and he told me it felt really good to have 1,000 of you come in there and say, congrats on the game winner. He literally was pleased. He was like happy. He was giddy. So thanks for doing it. Thanks for doing it. We made his day. We made his day. Meanwhile, where's your game winner? The real game winner is playing hard defense, being a kind of a lunch pail guy, scrappy, sneaky athletic, just getting out there and getting the job done, helping the team. That's where I'm sort of first in, last out. I'm a real firecracker. Lunch pail because you eat so much. Yeah, who has a lunch pail in 2026? I do the things that don't go on the stat sheet. By the way, speaking of code words for white NBA players, I know you guys don't super care, but Lakers just traded Gabe Vincent for Luke Kennard. So we are now like the whitest team in the NBA by far. Lakers are fucking embarrassingly white, bro. Lakers are like, it's like 4 white guys and LeBron every. It's the mayonnaise team, the Snowtime Lakers. LeBron's White Paradise. LeBron's White Paradise, the name of the team. Aiden suddenly likes the Lakers. Yeah, maybe the Honkies. Atrioc, I love your content. How did you get so funny? Did you study humor at a prestigious university? Thank you so much, Coolbo, for your very well thought out message. I super appreciate what you're saying. It's a sentiment commonly shared by most of my chatters, and I appreciate you giving it voice, you know? Because everyone's thinking it, but some people are brave enough to say it. Natural talent, I guess. Natural talent. I went to the most mentioned school in the Epstein files. Dude, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I sent it to London Stands in our group chat. Apparently, this is real. I don't know if it's fucking real, but they had a power ranking. Top 20 Power 5 Epstein rankings. How many times each school is mentioned? ASU laps everybody. Which, by the way, if you're going to go for a goal, any goal, you should go hard. And they did. And we won yet again. But I sent it to them. And then Stan said, sorry that ASU is so beautiful that old men want to traffic us. Which is an insane thing to say. Which is a truly insane thing to say, but it does lend credence to the greatness of ASU in a way. In a way. So. Oh, did you guys see? Apparently this has been debunked, but I'm a Epstein Fortnite truther. Did you guys see the Epstein Fortnite conspiracy? Holy, this goes deep. This goes fucking deep, folks. The Epstein Fortnite conspiracy. The idea that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive and regularly plays Fortnite on his old account. That is the tea. And they found it and they uncovered it. And then the official Fortnite channel on social media had to come out and debunk it. This is the best part of a conspiracy theory is like, if they don't debunk it, it's like, well, it's true. And if they do, I'm like, well, they wouldn't debunk it unless it was true. It's like, perfect. No matter what, I'm already pot committed that Epstein is a Fortnite fiend. Kind of crazy to go through the trouble of faking your own suicide and fleeing the country only to log into the exact same Epstein Fortnite account. Little St. James, whatever it's called, and then keep fucking playing. You don't want to give up your skins. He's in duos with Bin Laden and Tupac. He was upset that Ninja got a skin and not him. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go with the Epstein skin, bro. I don't think they're gonna go with the Epstein skin. There was in non. I think Snopes has a pretty good debunk on this whole thing, but in less goofy, but still insane things to find out, There was a new document. Where is it? There was a new document. This one, maybe? About this one, maybe. No. Sorry. I am finding it. There was a document talking about the camera that was on Epstein's cell, or the outer room of Epstein's cell, that describes. Does anyone have this document? I saw it. Back to paint. This one I couldn't paint. This one I could not paint. Here, the CBS News has it. Newly released Department of Justice documents show that investigators reviewing surveillance footage from the night of Jeffrey Epstein's death observed an orange-colored shape moving up the staircase toward the isolated locked-tier cell where his cell was located at approximately 10:39 p.m. on August 9th, 2019. Trump. Here. There. Look, this is the document right here. Okay, right here. This is new information that contradicts the original story. It would low-key go hard if Trump, you think it was, I think when they say orange blur, they mean someone in an orange suit, not that it was Trump. I don't think it was literally Donald J. Trump, orange hair and all, sneaking in to do it himself. How do you know? I mean, here's the image. You guys decide for yourself. Is this Donald J. Trump? Right here. Who is this? Is that Trump? That's the best we got. And the thing is, the technology to have high definition camera recording just didn't exist in 2019, folks. For one of the world's most important prisoners, we just didn't have the tech to keep an eye on him. We had to have one low-res, grainy camera far away with the vision of the staircase blocked. It's just, there's nothing you can do. The technology didn't exist. I wish it did. I wish it did. It looks like a backup camera. My 20. It looks like a fucking Nintendo DS camera, bro. Caden, thank you for the 46 months. Striker King, thank you for the Prime. Two Fried Chicken, thank you for the 48 months. Coolbo, thank you for the 40. Adam NMR, thank you for the 4 months. Peter WSR, thank you for the Prime. Batman CGK, thank you for the Prime. XD0 for the Prime. Bitten by a Star. Google Ben, Parallax, and EBITDA Damn. Oh, speaking of which, well, I'll save it. I got a new hat. Durmax, thank you for the Prime. New documents suggesting Epstein and Lutnick were in business together? That absolutely can't be true because Howard Lutnick told me himself that he would never be in a room with that gross guy. He said he knew right away They were in an ad tech company called Adfin. They appear on neighboring pages in the contract. I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. Damn, bro. A lot of things coming out that contradict that. It was nice seeing you. Fucking 7 years later. Arranged calls, had drinks, signed deals, joined a company. At the time of doing the deal, he wouldn't have any knowledge of who the other investors were. Oh, all right. Well, then, how could you possibly have known? You hung out with him 4 days before you both signed the contract, but how could you possibly have known? Oh, that was another thing I saw. Dude, they got caught redacting the word don't, which wouldn't need to be redacted unless you were trying to scan and redact any mention of Dawn T. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. Wait, someone find it, because I don't want to just say these things. This is real. Yeah, here it is. Look, bro. What do you think this word is? I was going to take polo lessons in Calgary, but victim's name, think my body can handle it. Do we think it's a victim's name, or do you think it's the word don't? It's probably, I was going to take polo lessons in Calgary, but Ludwig Ogren, think my body can handle it. It's probably that. It's probably Ludwig, bro. Yeah, don't. So these are getting, I mean, yeah, not that it's like, dude, and there's so many examples of, they say it's only supposed to redact the victims, but there's so many examples now of an email being like, hey, it was great seeing you, Jeff. Thanks for the fucking insane depraved sex party. And it's like from blank. It's like, how the fuck is that person redacted? They're not a victim. It doesn't make any sense. Like, there's not a person even mentioned in it. It's victim of circumstance. What is this one? Oh, that's just the classic. Hey, Epstein, it was fun sacrificing blood to the blood gods with your name redacted. Best Duck, thank you for the 15 months. Consider this your first call out. Best Duck. Dragow4, they have the 27 months. But think of the victims that are getting blackmailed. This shit genuinely pisses off. It should. It should. It is cosmically and deeply disgusting. It is worth being pissed off about. I do think that Massey and Rokana are doing the Lord's work, and I think they are making progress. And I just think the attempt by Trump and the AG to be like, well, that's it. About time to turn the page on the whole thing. It's not working. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. I just don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's working for anybody. And so there'll be more and more pressure and more, something's going to happen. What are legal ways to put pressure on them with the real outcomes? I mean, I am trying. This is a candid story. Don't put this in a clip, anybody. I am trying to interview either Thomas Massey or Ro Khanna soon, like within a week. I'm trying to do this, and I want to ask them about the legal obligations and obstacles they're facing to try and get the Epstein files released, because those two have done a bipartisan, incredible effort. They're the only reason we have the files we have now, and I'm trying. I'm trying. Can't guarantee it, but I'm also wouldn't be saying it if I wasn't pretty confident that it's about to happen. So, are you guys still talking about this Democrat hoax? Yeah, I'm gonna ask them what they think about the theory that Obama wrote the whole thing. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask him that theory. What about the Graham Plattner interview? I already mentioned the Graham Plattner interview disappeared because I am too pro MAGA. No, it's because the person that we were communicating with quit Plattner's team after the tattoo stuff, to be honest. They just quit. And so we have no contact anymore. We're trying to get it, but there was a person organizing it and setting it up, and they quit. So we don't have an in. Hopefully he can figure it out. Because I think it'd be a great interview, and I am excited for him. But Voodooism, they have the 58 months. I'm surprised someone on the Central team hasn't. Dude, I'm surprised too. I'm honestly surprised, though I guess they would, given the stakes involved and the fact that I think Jeffrey Epstein was likely murdered for it. The pressure and the threat and the amount of damage they could do to somebody that tried to break ranks would be enormous. But I am a little bit surprised that more hasn't come out. But some part of it could be, realistically, the way it's been redacted so poorly almost feels a bit like malicious compliance. Some of the redactions are like off. Some of them don't redact the same thing on different pages. Like, I think some people are trying to do their best to do a bad, sloppy job to give enough clues. People are finding a lot. Every day there's new stuff from these 3 million documents, and that's only some small percent. People are putting together a lot of pieces. Maybe the files are Bessent's 12th job. Trump has Marco Rubio and Scott Bessent redacting the files. He can't trust anybody else, bro. You two, 3 million files. Get it done. What do you think about the Clintons when they testify? Yeah, I saw that. So they're trying to get a public testimony, and Trump flipped up real quick. He started saying how Bill Clinton's a nice guy, and it's a shame what they're doing to him. And does anyone have the quote? It's crazy. I mean, no.
NBC News broke the story today. I don't know if you saw it, that the Democrats are already saying, if you bring President Bill Clinton and he has to testify, we're bringing President Trump. What do you say to that?
I think they might say that, but they've already brought me. See, I've been brought. They had me indicted many times. Many times.
And the president had some surprising thoughts about former President Bill Clinton.
It bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill Clinton.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me. He understood me. He was the one that said very famously that you don't want to run against Trump when there were 18 people. There was 18 people, including me, total. And he kept telling them, you don't want to run against Trump. Run against anyone. Don't run against Trump. And Hillary sort of laughed at him.
NBC News broke the story today. I don't know if you saw it, that the
Yeah, so just feels very transparent, to be fucking for real, to be quite honest. We do the car position fucking soon. Don't you worry about that. I want to talk about it bad. I want to talk about it bad. Have you covered Mr. Beast being on Hot Ones yet? Have I covered Mr. Beast being on Hot Ones? That you think is a top 3 story in the world is that Jimmy Beast ate hot wings. I pull up an 80 slide presentation. I analyze each wing and his reaction. I launch into it. No, fucking, I don't care, bro. I don't care. What an insanely stupid question. Spartan Cool Cody, thank you for the 42 months. I'd rather cover fucking Beast World. At least that's interesting.
I'm having a great time with you,
Oh
Sean.
my God, you literally linked me the fucking Mr. Beast Hot Ones video. I don't want to watch it. I know that's not. Central Hub, thank you for the Prime. Thank you for the 5 months. Thank you for the 5 months. When are you going on Hot Ones? Is there a Cold Ones show? Isn't that the 2 guys that drink beer? I want to do one where we drink. I want to do cold ones. I don't want to do hot ones. I work at Oracle. Is there any news that you know about? I think I already covered that. I think there's a clip today about it. The only thing that's going on at Oracle is that they're like, OpenAI is going to pay us, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we just took out a lot of debt to start building this $500 billion of data center for OpenAI. They're going to pay us, right? You guys are good for it, Sam. And then Sam's like, yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, I'm good for it. Don't you worry, big dog. Red Lighter, thank you for the 4 months. How's the year of health going? Losing any weight? I'm like at the same spot. I'm like at 181. So I'm down 4 pounds from when I started the year, which is not that much. But I have been working out a lot. I do have more energy. I've been sleeping well. I think I probably got I don't know what I got to do. I mean, my goal at the end of the year is not to be much lighter than this. I want to be like 175, 176, but I want to be more muscle and I want to be energetic. That's my goal. That's my goal into the year. And so I'm doing all the right things. I'm going on TRT. I'm taking Tren. I got a ton of supplements. I got like Chinese peptides. I haven't worked out very much because that's lame and too much work. Steroids, creatine, microdosing, macrodosing, whole milk, raw milk, 2% milk. I blend them all together to get a full milk package. You know, it's listen, I've got a whole thing and it's working, bro. It's working. Gatorade, Powerade, lemonade. All those. Greek yogurt, yep. Italian yogurt, French yogurt, Chinese yogurt. I'm getting yogurt from all different countries. Yeah, I'm believe me, protein maxing. I got Go-Gurt. All the Axis yogurts. I got Japanese yogurt. I got Italian yogurt. I got Basically, if you were an Axis Power, I'm getting your yogurt. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I've been working on playing basketball, bro. I'm hooping better. Tell you that. Tell you that right now. I'm like the Liver King, but yogurt. I'm like a young Bronny James. Yeah, exactly. I'm exactly like what you just said. Pixel Cooper, David the Prime. Red Lighter, 2 David the 4 months. Central Hub, David the 5 months. Is there a, wait, what's the mile time? What do you think the mile time is? I'll tell you the honest answer. I'll tell you the honest answer of my mile time. If you want to guess where I'm at currently. Not, by the way, not sprinting. Not sprinting. Just like, this is my mile time. Okay, a bunch of people got it. It's literally 8 minutes, 30 seconds. That's exactly my mile time. Because that is the setting when you do, I don't know, 7.5 miles per hour. 8 minutes, 30 seconds. That's my mile time. And that's what I'm doing. And I said 8:20 because I know you can push yourself. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I'll try the extra 10 seconds. I'll try that next time. Next time, bro. Are you doing plows so you can dunk? No, I'm not going to try to dunk. Bro, I try to dunk, I'm going to fucking break my hip, and then I'll actually be unk. No, I'm not going to dunk. I'm going to... We can't... Nobody in our games can dunk. We've played basketball every day, and every Sunday for like over a year and a half now. Nobody's dunked once. Nobody can dunk. It's like, it's YouTubers. It's... It's gamers. Nobody can dunk. I'm not going to dunk. Lower the rim. You're the white Luka. Luka doesn't dunk either. What if I bring a trampoline? What if I have someone run out there and drag out a trampoline when I'm coming up the court? And then he dunked yesterday and got injured? I know. Luka was in an interview the day before the game, and he's like, they asked him about dunking. He's like, well, 2 points is 2 points, so I don't dunk. And they were like, yeah, but dunking's cool. And he's like, don't worry, tomorrow I'll dunk. And then he dunked and hurt himself. Great. Podcasters ruins Luka career. Was it cool? Yeah, it was cool. It was fucking cool. Oh, I wanted to watch that video. Wait. I was saving this to watch with chat because I saw it and I thought it'd be fun and I thought it'd be not such depressing economic news. It would just be interesting. It'd be interesting. Luka Doncic is the worst defender in NBA history is the title of the Jimmy High Roller video. I watched right up to here and I said, this will be fun to watch with chat.
Question. What do Trae Young, Jalen Brunson, Jordan Poole, Zach LaVine, and Jordan Clarkson have in common? They're all guards.
I'm not a manager.
All good offensive.
It's also really loud.
Question. What do Trae Young, Jalen Brunson, Jordan Poole, Zach LaVine, and Jordan Clarkson have in common? They're all guards. They're all good offensive players that can get you a bucket. They're all NBA vets. But there's one other thing that they all share. These 5 players are statistically the worst defenders in the entire NBA, at least according to Crafted Defensive Plus Minus. Now, I usually wouldn't go seeking out information like this, but I felt inclined to after the recent onslaught of criticism Luka Doncic has received for his defense. From what is said and what I've seen, I thought Luka would be near, if not at the very bottom of the worst defenders in the league. But no, he's not down there. According to this one metric, which isn't perfect, but is one of the more elaborate and extensive defensive metrics you can find,
Luka
Doncic is not the worst defender in the league. Among qualifying players, that title belongs to Jalen Brunson or Trae Young. But if you...
Well, you know it's a good Jimmy High Roller video when you have a fucking graph like this in the first 1 minute. Usually he saves a reveal for the fucking middle, but we're already on his
he's not down there, he's got to be nearby. There's Booker, Zion, Banchero, Ant, LeBron. I'm seeing some pretty capable names here and still no Luka. There's Maxey, Morant, D'Angelo Russell, higher than I would ever expect in my wildest dreams. We are now well clear of the defensive liabilities and still no Luka in sight. And that's because out of the 375 players who meet minimum requirements this season, Luka Doncic ranks 169th on defense, which is in fact extremely average. He's not terrible.
He's average!
He's not a liability. And he isn't nearly the worst defender of all time.
He's average, folks! That's my go.
Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. Handle all of your ticketing needs, including World Cup tickets, and it doesn't even... Is it possible for a player to be so good on offense that they could be as bad as they want on defense, and it doesn't even matter? Scoring and playmaking and controlling the pace of a game on offense in the NBA are invaluable qualities. It's the one trait every great player, almost without exception, has in common. But what about the other side of the ball? Defense wins championships. This has been proven time and time again. But can a one-way superstar tilt the scale so much that he doesn't need...
Kind of like if you're like a 5'11 3/4 white boy who spends a lot of his time sitting down in a chair, and you play basketball on Sundays and you're not very good at shooting. Sometimes you bring out that hustle defense and your team knows that you're a true elite athlete. That you're a true, like you bring intangibles to the game.
Need to be a two-way player to win. In the wake of the Lakers' recent slump, many fans point towards Luka Doncic and his terrible defense as a major factor for the team's struggles. The effort being so non-existent at times that some fans have even called him the worst defender in the league's history. And that a team with a player so one-sided will never find any meaningful success. Luka's defenders, on the other hand, know that he's never been a two-way player. He's an offensive maestro. What he lacks on defense, he makes up for and more with his offense. Or at least that's been the theory on Luka's game and his value throughout his entire...
Sorry, Martians pointing a space laser down at Earth, one shot, I choose Atrioc. Of all the people on Earth that you would kill with a one-man space laser, you would pick me. That is the best use of the Martian space laser. There's nobody you can think of on planet Earth. That's not very nice. I'll be honest with you. That's not very nice. It's not a very nice thing to say.
...entire career. But is this actually the case? Well, I think it's worth asking, is Luka actually bad on defense? The eye test would certainly say so, but sometimes our eyes can deceive us. Defensive estimated...
Oh, I read it wrong. I thought the laser was going to kill somebody and you wanted to kill me over anyone else. But you're saying Martians are going to blow up the Earth unless we make one bucket, and you'd actually pick me as the guy. That's awesome. That's so true. Yeah. No, actually, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, you're actually... Because I see what you're saying. You're saying I might not have like the shot capability of a Kevin Durant, but I'm more clutch. And I think that's actually... Like, I have more basketball IQ, and I have more of a clutch factor. And that is true. I do actually see what you're saying.
Plus minus has Luka in the 31st percentile league-wide in terms of defensive impact, well within the realm of defensive liability. When it comes to points allowed per 100, Luka is in the 44th percentile. His crafted defensive plus minus is actually above average, in the 63rd percentile league-wide. And according to ESPN Analytics, Luka is in the 51st percentile defensive.
What does clutch have to do with one basketball shot? What does clutch factor have to do with the fate of the world being on the line for one shot? You don't think clutch has anything to do with that? Literally the fate of all of humanity on the line. And you're like, what does clutch have to do with it? That's a crazy question, bro. That's a crazy question. I think I'd choose Aiden. Wait, what are people linking? What are people linking? Oh, this is like a reference. Let's see. Let's watch it.
With the game on the line, one shot, who would you rather have taking it, Iggy or Curry?
Of everyone on Golden State, open shot, fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth, you better hit it. I want Iguodala. Iguodala's got ice water in his veins. Iguodala is that type of player. High leverage moment, fate of the universe on the line. I want open shot, not go get it. I want Iguodala taking that shot for me.
So you're not the shooter Steph is, but I'm saying when it matters most, you're the dude I think doesn't care about that moment. Same guy, like ice water in his veins. Your response?
He crazy.
With
That's great, bro. Who would win 3v3, the yard or LS? 3v3, so we get Aiden? We would win. Easily. Easily. It wouldn't even be close. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. LS would be easy. I'm being dead honest. I'll rank the players right now. Aiden number 1, Lud number 2. I'll say me and Doug tied. Doug's more physical, but I play more basketball. You can even give Doug. It's just Doug, then me, then it's Nick, then it's Slime. That's, you know what I'm saying? That is the ranking. So it would definitely, Aiden would clear, bro. Aiden's pretty good for this group. I mean, he's not like good, like a high schooler would destroy him. But Aiden's good for the gamers, YouTubers, basketball league. Aiden is good. Like he's tall. He moves fast. He plays physical. He's good. Aiden doesn't give tall energy. Genuinely, what the fuck does that mean? Aiden's tall. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's not an energy thing. It's a height that you can measure it. He is tall. He's baby boy coated. No, he is. He's string bean coated. He's like the tall, wispy guy. A wind will knock him over. He weighs 112 pounds soaking wet, but he is tall. He's Yard Wemby? Yeah, for sure.
the game on the line, one
Oh, we already watched this. It was very funny, though. That is very funny. He gives I need uppies energy. You guys are you're too in the sauce. He's an adult man. He's an adult man who's like 6'2". He doesn't give I need uppies energy.
Turns out that according to most metrics, Luka isn't a bad defender. He's actually average. But defense is notoriously tough to accurately measure.
Okay, we're 4 minutes into a 60-minute video. How many different ways is he going to say Luka is mid at defense? How many graphs are you going to show me? I agree. The theme of this video is that Luka isn't that bad. He's just mid at defense, which is true. That passes the eye test. He's not a fucking cone. He's just average.
Vast disparity in rankings and results across these different metrics proves that we still haven't figured out how to quantify defense all that well. When one metric says you're worse than most and another says you're well above average, it's tough to tell which one is accurate. But it does give us a decent snapshot of Luka's defensive
Give me another chart. One more chart.
Which is average. If we chart the top 100 players in the league this season according to their average ranking in league percentile among these catch-all offensive and defensive metrics, then we could get a good idea of who is great on offense, who is great on defense, and who is great on both ends. Up here are the defensive liability offensive juggernauts: Jalen Brunson, James Harden, Michael Porter Jr., Trae Young, Jamal Murray. Over here are players who provide most of their value through defense without much offense: Gobert, Asar Thompson, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Stewart. And all the way up here are the best two-way players in the league: Giannis, Wemby, Chet, Derek White, Jalen Suggs, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who ranks in the 99th percentile on offense.
They don't mention that he's Canadian though. Like everyone always like gives him credit for the ability to play good basketball, but they never take away the credit because he's Canadian. And I feel like that's a missed.
And the 91st percentile on defense, arguably the best two-way player in the entire league. So where is Luka in all of this? Right here, in the 98th percentile on offense and the 56th percentile on defense.
Yeah, we get
which
it.
Even when stacked up against the top 100 players in the league is still far from the worst. In fact,
this video could have been an email, bro. You said your point. He's really good at offense and he's mid at defense.
Compared to other offensive superstars, Luka is actually a net positive on defense. Steph Curry ranks in the 97th percentile on offense, but only the 25th percentile on defense. Donovan Mitchell, 99th on offense, 36th on defense. Austin Reeves, Luka's own teammate, 97th on offense and 27th on defense.
Austin Reeves on
Who could this
bucket.
be all the way over here as one of the best offensive players in the league, but statistically a cone on defense? Oh, it's Anthony Edwards. What about this player? Great on offense, a negative on defense. Oh look, it's Jaylen Brown. Despite the reputation he's built for himself and defensive efforts that are at times completely inexcusable, by all accounts, Luka Doncic is not a bad defender. He's painfully average. This, however, has not stopped teams from hunting Luka just about every chance they get. So far this season, Luka ranks 7th.
Yeah, but they hunt him to get him tired, bro, more than anything. It's not because he's like the worst defender. It's because they just get him fucking tired. They pick him up full court. They blitz him.
In the league in defended field goal attempts. The next closest guard is Derek White, all the way at 22nd. As if staying tough and active on defense wasn't already difficult enough, Luka is defending twice as many shots every game as the average guard. Now, compared to the big men at the top of this list, Luka is relatively ineffective on defense. On average, his opponents are shooting 3.1% better from the field when he's guarding them. But compare Luka to other elite players that aren't tasked with anchoring a defense, and you'll find that he's a lot more effective on the ball than we're led to believe. More effective than players like Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, LaMelo Ball, Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry.
Love the vid, but I just can't tell what he thinks about Luka's defense. He's just not being clear. I wish he would tell me whether or not his defense is middling and his offense is great.
Jalen Brunson and 117 other players, to be exact.
One more graph
would
do
this
it.
season, when Luka is on the court, the Lakers give up 118.7 points per 100 possessions. When he's off the court, they give up 118 points per 100 possessions. A difference that is negligible. Compare Luka's neutral impact on defense to the top 15 offensive generators in the league, the players who generate the most points per game through scoring and assists, and Luka is, you guessed it, average. As expected, the best offensive players in the league are usually not all that great on defense. The larger a player's offensive burden is, the less they're asked to do or even have the energy for on defense. According to Cleaning the Glass, among the 15 most impactful offensive players in the league, only 6 of them have teams that perform better on defense when they're on the court versus when they're not. With Luka right in the middle at 7th, and some of these teams completely struggling on defense when their star is on the court. The Timberwolves and Clippers are nearly 10 points worse on defense per 100 possessions with Ant and Harden on the floor. Jalen Brunson is literally the worst defender in the league, with the Knicks nearly 13 points worse on defense when he's on the floor.
That is really funny.
In a world where there are numerous players around the league that do far less on offense while also doing less on defense, Luka is one of a few players that gets heavily scrutinized for it. So how does a player who by every conceivable measure is merely average on defense gain this reputation of being not just a bad defender, but one of the worst defenders of all time?
It's okay, Luka, to move your feet a little bit over and help out. Well, what does he do? He just throws up his hand.
Anybody in the NBA and looking at the floor and throwing ahead. Colin Gillespie.
But J.J. Redick, coach of the Lakers, said hoping to have him back this week.
We're going to one-on-one little on big. They're going to go baseline. Never been a big point guy.
Dude, it's funny. He's such an he's an athletic guy. He's an incredible basketball player. But something about Luka's body composition and the phrase burger Doncic makes him look so unathletic and fat. He's like very, very good. But every time I see him, like, and then I think of Burger Doncic and I'm like, bro, he's not, he's in great shape.
Back on December 1st. Allen with an opening. Brings it down to Sensabaugh. Off the wing three. Got it. Holland. Yeah. This little chap. Oh, my goodness. This guy is a whiner.
It's tough to make the case that a player isn't a bad defender when stuff like this happens on a regular basis. Luka getting blown by, feet look like they're stuck in mud, complaining about no calls every other possession and forcing his team to play 4-on-5 on the other end, gambling in passing lanes, missing assignments, but more than anything, straight up refusing to even make an effort on some possessions. One of the big reasons why I think Luka's lackluster defense has become the primary topic of conversation is because visually, he looks completely uninterested in even playing defense at times.
He's hungry.
He has the tools to be a good defender. Great size for his position, he's strong, quick hands, great IQ and court awareness, and yet he puts in just enough effort to be, at best, average. One of the more random but insightful metrics the NBA keeps track of is the average speed a player moves at throughout a game, both on offense and defense. And among the 324 players who average at least 15 minutes a game this season, take a wild guess at who falls at the bottom of the league when it comes to speed on defense. If you said James Harden, well then kudos to you, that's a fantastic guess and you're right. But right above him, as the second slowest player in the entire league on defense, is Luka Doncic.
Damn, it's Luka and LeBron. Our two stars are not hustlers.
Doncic, behind a 41-year-old LeBron and a lumbering Joel Embiid with one good knee. Getting scored on or giving up an easy bucket is one thing. Refusing to even put in the effort to stop a bucket is another. The outrage for Luka's defense is not all about the results. No reasonable fan should expect Luka to be a lockdown defender. That's not his role. The outrage is in the fact that he doesn't even try. And if only he did, he could be a good contributing defender. Catch Luka at the right time, and he looks like a versatile big body who can guard 1 through 4 with some of the best post defense you've ever seen. Catch him the other 70% of the time, and you'd think the guy has lead in his shoes. Per 36 has a metric called the hustle index that accounts for things like the number of box outs, charges drawn, contested shots, deflections.
I'm breaking this chart. I want you to know the hustle index for Sunday YouTuber basketball. I'm Jimmy High Roller off the chart, dude. I'm hustling out there. Okay. I'm in my fucking 30s. We played last week. I dove for a loose ball. I'm on the ground. I dove for it, grabbed it on the floor, threw it to my team. Dove. Hustle. The hustle's crazy. I just can't make a fucking shot. I just can't make a fucking shot, bro.
And other factors to measure a player's hustle throughout a game. Luka Doncic ranks 187th out of the 250 qualifying players. But Luka's lack of effort on defense may be just as overstated as his effectiveness on defense, because ranked right below him on the hustle index is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Zubats and Giannis and Cam Johnson, Lou Dort, Stephon Castle, and other players who clearly put in effort on the defensive end of the court. For every clip you see of Luka being a cone on defense, there's about 10 possessions they won't show you of him playing sound, high-energy, disciplined defense. As much as we'd like to see the stars of our league not only have the ability, but also the drive to be elite on both ends of the floor, the reality is Luka's defensive mediocrity has more to do with his role on the court than it does his actual ability or willingness to be elite on that side of the floor. In a perfect world, a team star player would be great on both ends. But in today's NBA, building around and relying on a one-way superstar may be less of a choice and more of a necessity. If we consider a two-way star as a player who is in the 90th percentile of the league on both offense and defense, then there aren't 20 two-way stars in the league. There aren't 10 of them. There isn't even 5. There's 2. 2 players in the entire league that are true two-way stars. But what if we widen our scope of elite two-way players to at least the 80th percentile league-wide on both ends of the floor? Well, then there's still only 9 players who meet those requirements. 450 players in the NBA, 9 of them who you could consider to be great on both offense and defense. Demanding that an offensive mastermind also be more than just okay on.
There's this guy in our Sunday basketball. His name's Theo. He's like 6'5". Nobody can make a layup around him. He just stands under the rim and blocks everything. and he can shoot 3 decently well. No one can shoot great. He's two-way. He's a two-way superstar. He's goated, bro. Theo breaks our game.
Defense shouldn't be too much to ask, but the best players in the NBA almost exclusively create their value through offense, not defense. And whether it's a lack of physical tools, effort, or by design, players who can give you both are extremely rare. Is Luka truly the worst defender of all time? No. Is he the worst defender in the league? Not even close. When he puts in the effort, he's actually a good defender. And when he doesn't, he's terrible. And contrary to the scathing narrative that is built around him, Luka's defense is somewhere in between these two extremes. Not great, not bad, but merely average.
I get it.
And just like every other defensively mediocre star in the NBA who doesn't receive nearly the amount of criticism he does, as long as he remains just okay on defense, what he brings on the offensive end almost always makes up for what he lacks defensively. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here are the top 100 players in the league, charted according to the number of points they generate on offense minus the points they give up on defense.
Here we
so,
go.
for example, if a player creates 30 points a game through scoring and assists, but they give up 15 points on the defensive end, they would be a plus 15 on this chart. Unlike most net ratings, this gives us a look at a player's total impact based on individual performance and matchups, as opposed to the impact they had on their team's performance. And among these players, you'll find some great defenders. Chet Holmgren, Jalen Duren, Bam Adebayo, Derek White. But because of the inherent value of great offense, the closer you get to the top of this list, the more you'll begin to see the offensive-heavy players. Peyton Pritchard, MPJ, Banchero. They give up more than you'd like on defense, but their offense still makes them a large net positive in the end. Despite giving up 16 points a game on defense, Austin Reeves generates nearly 43 points a game, making him a plus 26.7. James Harden generates over 45 points a game and only gives up about 13.5 on defense.
That's everybody, right?
At the top are the players who create the largest surplus of points in the entire league. Nikola Jokic, who gives up the most points per game in the entire league, but is also the greatest offensive engine of all time. Cade Cunningham, who generates nearly 50 points a night while only giving up about 15.
Luka's not even on
and
here.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has a sizable gap on everyone as the MVP frontrunner and one of the best two-way players in the league. Where does the liability himself, Luka Doncic, stack up in all of this? He's right here, creating so much offense that you'll take his average defense every single time.
Oh my God, he gets there, bro. He always gets there. That's my goat, bro. What else can you say? What else can you say? That's why we're Luka fans. All of us. Interesting. Very interesting. What the hell How was Luka on defense though? He didn't answer that question. I couldn't tell what he thought about Luka on defense. That's the only thing that I thought would be good to understand. You see the Giannis Kalshi tweet? Yeah, it's kind of whack. It's kind of whack. But I mean, half the league sponsored by like FanDuel, right? And fucking DraftKings, so it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just sports gambling. Speaking of sports gambling, I heard from sports gamblers who don't do it, but they were like, we like prediction markets because they don't ban you versus FanDuel and DraftKings. If you get it right, they don't ban you, which is true because they get their money through the rake, not through, taking the bet against. They're just a market maker. However, I also saw that statistically, users lose money faster on Kalshi and Polymarket than on sports books. Prediction market losses outpace sportsbook, especially among new and weaker users. So I guess you have to consider yourself him. You just shouldn't do it, bro. You shouldn't do it. But you are more likely to bleed out your chips faster. I gotta pee. Oh, shit. Ow! 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 Ow, dude. I caught the chair. Ow. Okay. I'm not dead. I was gone for 45 seconds peeing. Okay, I wanted to show. Where is it? Where is it? This, dude. I wanted to show this. It's not like, I don't know. Wait. Okay. It was the Trump tweet. I wanted to talk about that. Don't say wait like my weight. I'm trying to find it because he deleted it. Yeah, it was. I don't want to fucking spend forever on this terrible fucking tweet. But I think what was insane is that he tweets this, right? And then the backlash is like immediate and severe because it's so obviously racist. And it's just a horrible thing to do. And okay, so he tweets this. This is a real thing. Like I thought it was fake when I first saw it. Then it was on his True Social. Then he deleted it. So the backlash was severe enough, even among fucking Republicans, that he deleted it. But then he said it wasn't him. Then he goes, it was a staffer. Someone else took my account and retweeted that or put this out there. It wasn't him. They ran D. And then where's the clip of him not apologizing? Here.
Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
I looked at it. I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people.
Wait, just go back. He goes.
At the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we turned it.
So just to be clear, he sent the video to his staffer to publish. He's mad that they didn't look at the whole. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. They're not.
It's a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you.
Didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things, and I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. They had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on The Lion King, and certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they were.
It's crazy. Certainly a very strong post on the voter fraud side. I don't know. That shit's crazy, bro.
Sent it. Who?
Anyway, it's not like the biggest fucking scandal here. It's just another bit of evidence. I guess it would have been. At a different time, it would have been, but where I wanted to watch the Disney CEO stuff. I think the new Disney CEO is kind of an interesting discussion. Oh, what about this though? Why it feels like every movie is another sequel and it's only 3 minutes long? What is this?
It feels like every movie nowadays is just another sequel. Yes, I'm talking about a 5th Toy Story and a 7th Scream movie. It's been a trend playing out in Hollywood for decades, but it's even more prevalent right now.
One last time.
In 2025, more than half the movies
was
released
bad.
were franchises. Basically, movies
Mission Impossible fan, that was bad, dude. It was just a disappointing finale. It was like an oof. Scream is just like that. I mean, yeah. Yeah. They're going to keep making screams till I'm dead.
studios
Let's not
want to
bash TC. I didn't bash TC, but I'm not going to give TC his flowers for a movie that's so aggressively mid. It was just not good enough for a big Mission Impossible fan. Okay?
guarantee success, so they're making films using characters and stories you already know. And increasingly, they're backing away from trying out new ideas. We're coming out of an era of comic book franchises reigning supreme. Think about the never-ending Avengers and Justice League movies, and we're transitioning into an era of video game franchises.
Yeah.
In the past couple of years, we've seen big studios win at the box office with films like Sonic, Super Mario Bros., Minecraft, and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But there is some debate as to what exactly constitutes a franchise. Would the
Iron
standalone
Lung.
Formula One movie or the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic be considered a franchise? I'd say yes, because there's already an existing fan base for this type of content. There's also this trend of eventizing movies, which just means turning them into a big spectacle to draw moviegoers to theaters.
Okay.
This can be in the form of cross-promotion like Barbenheimer, the double feature of Barbie and Oppenheimer, which took the world by storm a few years ago, or even just over-the-top popcorn buckets can excite fans and get them spending more.
I already covered all this, lady. I covered video game movies and I covered fucking popcorn buckets and I covered all this.
Showing up for
You just aping fucking
All of these things are easier and
shit from a
sometimes
year
only
ago.
possible with known IP, meaning intellectual property. Studios have struck out in recent years after taking big swings on original stories. Look at Elio. The 2025 Pixar movie cost an estimated $150 million
Yeah, it was a flop.
to make and tallied just $154 million globally during its run in theaters. And Disney doesn't get all those ticket sales. It splits them with theater owners. Plus, marketing spend can be as much as half of the production budget, so Elio wasn't even close to breaking even. When new stories perform that poorly, it disincentivizes studios from taking risks. And sure, not every franchise is going to be a success. Just
Elio
look at
2
the
will get
second
it done.
But by and large, franchises are considered safe. And there's numbers to back it up. Since 2017, there have been 5 different years where no original film cracked the top 10 highest grossing movies of the year. All of this explains why Paramount and Netflix are fighting for control of Warner Brothers. It's home to some of the most valuable IP in the world. Like
Yeah, that's
DC.
what I was gonna bring up. They had the they had the hearing today. Actually, let's talk about let's talk about TV piracy. I have a question for you guys. I got a question for you guys. Okay, I read a pretty good article. I think it was from Verge, and it was about can this pull up? Oh, come on. Give me this on the screen. It's about how everyone is stealing TV. And it basically went through point by point how there's just this mass rise of people finding ways to steal TV in a variety of different ways. But it's gotten really advanced. So now you can see in the back of this truck here, there's the VC box. There's like these knockoff Android TV boxes from China, and people are reselling them in like the parking lot of Best Buys and stuff. And they're like, people are building these either media servers like Plex, or they're buying these boxes, and then they have like now basically paid piracy networks that collates all the different sports, TV. Like, it's become really big. And obviously, none of this is like brand new. It's more of that as TV quality has gotten shittier and more expensive, everyone is spreading this through word of mouth. So instead of being like a back alley thing, it's now like mass. Everyone in chat's saying they do it. It's massive. And so now it's becoming like this huge parallel industry where everyone's pirating. Yeah, it's like speakeasies for alcohol during Prohibition. And I'll be dead honest with you, not under oath, but I used to pay for all of these services: Apple, Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, all of them. And then one day I came home and Ari said, no, we're doing this now. And there's something. And now we don't pay for any of them. And now there's just one thing that I click and I can watch all the. And so, I mean, clearly something's going on. But my worry is the reason, I'm reading this article, The Verge. Now it's a big deal. And now it's seeming like they're going to try to crack down on it. Does anyone in chat have a super box or a VC box? These are the big two they're talking about. Because apparently, like, there's all these networks of it's like on Facebook Marketplace and Facebook support groups of like families across America are finding a way to teach each other these boxes. It's not legal to have one of them, actually, or then don't say it. It says here the hardware itself is generic and legal, but you won't find these devices in mainstream stores like Walmart and Best Buy because everyone knows the point is accessing illegal streaming services that offer every single channel, show, and movie you can think of. But there's hundreds of resellers. So there's like, the article describes that there are resellers across the country who are like doing Facebook Marketplace meetups and meeting up in parking lots and selling this shit massive. And it all comes from like Chinese device makers. There's a retired former cop in upstate New York selling the VC box at the fall festival as local church. A Christian conservative from Utah who pitches rogue streaming boxes as a way of defunding the swamp and refunding the kingdom. And then every time, it's a long article. It goes into how they've tried to crack down on these resellers, and some of them are getting like jail time. And I mean, you feel bad for them, honestly, but they're getting locked down. But every single time they do, the demand is so great that someone else just steps in. It's like whack-a-mole. They literally haven't been able to stop it. Jason, for his part, doesn't beat around the bush where he stands in this conflict. I hope this puts DirecTV and Dish out of business, he tells me. People hate them. People hate them. They do feel like the quality's consistently gotten worse and the price consistently goes up. People are getting fed up, dude. It has reached a breaking point on trying to have basic media. And what's crazy is like, not that cable was good at all, but at least back in the days of cable, you'd get all sports with it too. Now the cost of everything combined is absurd. It's well above what cable was. I guess the problem is every time somebody gets one of these, they love it so much, they tell all their friends and family. And so now it's spreading so virally, it's going to reach now I'm worried. Now it's like the crackdown is going to be real. Oh, it also said, a lot of you are in chat saying that you use Amazon Fire Sticks. It's funny because Amazon themselves will never admit it. They fully deny it at all opportunities. But apparently, like, a huge part of Amazon Fire Stick sales are just for how easy they are to crack and pirate. It's the actual competitive usage of the product is limited. But the reason it has sales is because people know how to crack it. And so it's, so it's interesting, man. I don't know where to go. I'm a little worried because I don't want to get this stuff cracked down on. It's like a blessing. what's crazy, dude, I hate to go into it too much, but like some of these services, like for example, the one I allegedly might have, it's like it's not only that it's cheaper, because for me, I'm a price insensitive douchebag streamer. Like, it's not that it's cheaper, it's that it's literally better. It's just 50 times better. It's like easier. It's nice. It's fucking convenient. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's the craziest part. Like, I'm not pirating music anymore because Spotify is very easy. But but what's interesting, so that sort of ties into everyone's fed up with streaming services. They're fed up with the cost and they're pirating. But also, there is the trial going on for antitrust around Netflix buying Warner Brothers. Now, again, in the video I made on that, I said, I hope the antitrust steps in. I would love for this merger to get blocked from both sides. I don't want Paramount to buy it. I don't want Netflix to buy it. If it has to be one, I want it to be Netflix, because at least they only care about making money and they're not trying to like create some media conglomerate under Larry Ellison to push pro-Trump stuff, right? However, I'm watching part of this trial today, and it's not like a real antitrust enforcement. It's not like, hey, let's talk about market power, and it's like, Netflix, you're so woke. I got a clip. Wait, let me find that clip. It's like just senators screaming at how
monopoly of content potentially, though, you have engaged in creating not only a monopoly of content potentially, but the wokest content in the history of the world. So forgive me if I'm a little concerned, not only as a parent, but also that somebody believes that we ought to have a wide variety of content options. There are some, but the overwhelming majority of your stuff right now is overwhelmingly woke. And
like, what the fuck are we talking? This is not a real antitrust trial. It was just this guy screaming at Ted Sarandos for being too woke. And then Ted's like,
it's not reflective of what the American people want to see.
So respectfully, if you ask a Netflix member today, or a consumer today generally, how they view Netflix, I think that a proof point that we might be doing the right thing is they talk about Netflix in the exact same terms as they talk about the country. About 40% conservative, about 40% liberal, and about 20% don't know.
Listen, the idea that Ted Sarandos is part of the woke agenda. Bro just wants to make infinite gobs of money. The idea that he fucking gives a shit is crazy. They want to buy Warner Brothers so they can raise prices and put Harry Potter on there. They don't care. It was an annoying thing to watch, because I think there should have been a real antitrust investigation into this, and about, getting them under oath on what they plan to do with raising prices, and but none of that was there. It was all about fucking goofy shit. So I didn't like that. And I think on a larger scale, this discussion about streamers and about cable and piracy, even all this is kind of ignoring the elephant in the room, which is YouTube, which is now, I saw that, YouTube was originally bought for like $1.8 billion back in the day. Now they make that in profit every 10 days. YouTube is fucking massive. YouTube is bigger than Netflix. It makes more money than Netflix. It's now, YouTube's gotten insanely big. And all of this streamer competition thing is like ignoring the fact that all of Hollywood, all of streaming media is a shrinking pie that is getting shoved out primarily by YouTube. YouTube is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Yeah, TikTok too. I do want to say, one more thing is like, So for a long, what's crazy, I think we did a video on this a long time ago, but it has played out. I think when I made the video, it was more of like a prediction. I did the thing where I compared it all to Game of Thrones and said YouTube was the dragon or whatever. But that was before YouTube had number one in profitability and revenue. Now it is. And what's crazy about it is, like, if you were to math it out, I don't have the numbers on me, but you can check them. I promise you. It's like Netflix. Need a paper pen. Netflix has to spend like $16 billion. Well, my sixes look like bees. $16 billion, like a quarter on content. So they have to constantly pay. YouTube doesn't. YouTube basically has it's like how I work my editors, bro. They just get a percent. I mean, YouTube might be spending more if you count like that percentage of ad revenue that they give, but it's only a percent of profit. So they never can lose any money. They never can have because it's distributed. I have to just hustle to make content people want to watch, and I'm competing in a marketplace with a zillion other people, and then YouTube doesn't care who wins. They just scrape all of it. And so it's just a way better business. Like, it's a way more unbeatable business. Netflix has to like pick. They have to like green light different shows. They have to go, oh, do people want Stranger Things 6 or do they want, Hustle 2 with Adam Sandler? I don't know what we want. And they have to decide. They have to make these choices. And it's somebody in Hollywood deciding. And usually it's like half wrong. YouTube just lets the infinite amount of content creators decide. The most views wins. And they just pay out a percentage of ad revenue. It's just a better business, bro. And it's crushing. And it's becoming more and more obvious. And then because YouTube is now on TVs, which has been for a while, but now it's like the biggest percentage of TV viewership. Actually, let me see if I can find this stat. Yeah, look at this. Look at this, dude. YouTube is the largest share of TV viewership. It's like trying to fucking make me buy this. I'm not buying it. So, and if you look at these, this is for everybody. This is for all ages. But if you look at it for just young people, it's like astronomical. So they use their TV basically as a YouTube watcher. And that means they're growing up as YouTube being their default for where they get TV. And so it's like killing. I mean, Netflix is doing fine, I guess, because they're the giant of streaming. But every other streamer is getting squeezed. Every other streamer they're just not making enough. They're losing money. Which brings me to the point I wanted to get to, which is Disney. Okay, so here's the timeline on Disney. Because they have a new CEO, and I want to like kind of give the timeline here. So Disney, let's say like 2016 to 2020. This era. This is like peak Bob Iger. I need a photo of Bob Iger. Okay. This is like GOAT Bob Iger era. This is when I had the Bob Iger quote poster in my stream setup. Okay? Because Bob Iger comes out the gate swinging and he goes, I'm going to buy Marvel. I'm going to buy Star Wars. Might have been a little before this. His tenure through this time. It's like a little bit earlier. Marvel, I'm going to buy Star Wars. I'm going to buy, what else did he buy? He bought one more thing. Pixar. Yeah, Pixar. Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar. Fox. Okay. Just acquisition after acquisition. And Disney becomes massive and their stock price goes up. And then he retires. And they're like, Bob Iger, you're the GOAT. You should run for president. This is when I read his biography and I was like, Bob Iger, you're too tough. Your clothes are too fresh. Your swag too different. They'll kill you, Bob Iger. And then, by the way, right as he leaves, they launch Disney Plus, and it has a great launch. Disney Plus comes out and it's like right out the gate, 100 million subscribers, like doing way better at a faster time than Netflix. It's going crazy. And then he retires. And all of a sudden, everything starts going to shit because Disney Plus is enormously fucking expensive. The growth flatlines. Netflix starts still beating them. And it goes bad. And there's the new CEO. And the new CEO, he's not doing so well. So then Bob Iger goes, time for one more ride. And then he comes back to the job. In November of 2022, replacing Bob Chapek. So this is him, round 2. We'll get the photo here. And this time, he's fucking sweating, bro. This time it doesn't work. This time he comes back and it turns out like he's just dealing with the fallout of all of the compounding problems of here. The problem that Disney's not set up to compete with massive tech giants. And Disney Plus becomes ever more of a problem. So like, if you look at Disney, like back in the, I don't know, the 90s, early 2000s, like peak Disney, that is a company that is like a media company, a movie and toy and merch company with a little bit of a theme park arm as a bonus. Now, in 2026, Disney is a theme park company with a money-losing media company attached to it. Okay? Disney is like all theme parks. The theme parks are the only thing that still works. The theme parks are the last theme parks and like the cruises. Why are people saying 6'7"? I don't understand what the fuck's going on. Why are you saying 6'7"? We just ban this guy? I banned him. Okay? He's banned. Okay. So the theme parks are still incredible because in the post-COVID era, everyone's like, I want to go somewhere in person, and Disney adults will pay through the fucking nose. But everything else is doing bad. And Disney Plus has become, it's shrinking now. Like Netflix is still growing. Disney Plus is now shrinking. And they put so much money into it. And not only are they losing money on Disney Plus, but they're losing all the money they could have got from selling Frozen to Netflix or, Inside Out to Amazon Prime or whatever. Our Star Wars to Amazon Prime. Like they could have made so much money selling their stuff to different streaming services. And so all the opportunity cost is lost and they're stuck on this. But then the third worst part is that because families are now cost cutting and they're cutting back on streaming services, they're buying like one or two. And it's often like Prime and Netflix or YouTube and Netflix. And so Disney Plus is getting cut out of young people's lives. And so there's a whole new wave of, Gen Beta kids and younger Gen Alpha who are growing up with just Cocomelon and Miss Rachel or whatever, and they're not getting any Disney movies. So the future of the Disney adult theme parks are dying. Like Disney's sweating. All of it is like, it's all hitting at once, bro. They were in such a good spot, and now it's like collapsing. And so anyway, Disney stock doing quite poorly, and they're pressure between the tech world, YouTube world, new kid stuff. And so now they have this new CEO, and I wanted to watch, there's a short video that's supposed to cover like his plans, but I'm like interested because I don't know what he can do in the short term, except maybe lean more into live service stuff, like more into, here, let's see. Let's try to watch.
The next CEO of Disney is Josh D'Amaro. Fans of Disney's theme parks, cruises, and resorts will know this 30-year veteran. He's held many leadership roles within the company, including president of Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, and Disneyland in Anaheim, California. And for the past 6 years, he's led the highly...
I mean, even that, like, if you're picking your CEO from the experiences category, that says something. That says, okay, we're going to go with the area that's working. We're going to get a guy who knows theme parks and live stuff, because I literally think that's Disney's area to lean into. They're just getting crushed in media.
profitable experience division, arguably the company's most important segment. He took over that role during the pandemic when everything, parks, resorts, and cruises were all shut down. The company's revenue fell by 35% in 2020. But Diamaro used that time wisely by making improvements to the parks. Technology was upgraded too. Things like mobile ordering and the all-new Lightning Lane that allows parkgoers to skip lines to their favorite rides. He also oversaw the expansion of Disney's cruise.
They should just pull the Band-Aid off and make them adults only for Disney adults. Just ban the annoying screaming kids from the park so that me and my wife can go to Star Wars Land, okay? And spend $300 on a lightsaber and pretend to be... That's what we need, dude. That's what Disney needs to... Get out of here, kids.
Demand has soared, and the company plans to double its fleet by 2031. Diamaro also had a hand in the company's international development. Think Fantasy Springs at Tokyo Disneyland, or the new Zootopia-themed land at Shanghai Disneyland. He even announced a new theme park in
Dude, it's funny they're doing Zootopia in Shanghai Disneyland. You know why that is? Because Zootopia 2 is the best performing Western movie in China ever. It beat Avengers Endgame. For some reason, maybe it's because everyone in China's a furry. I'm just putting that out there as a thesis. They love Zootopia. They go crazy for it, bro. It is the big, it's ever. By the way, like until Zootopia 2 just came out, Western movies in China were on like a huge downward trend because they have their own movies now. They have their own Chinese homegrown movies. They had that New Jia 2 animated movie, broke box office records last year. But then now Zootopia 2 just came out and bucked the trend, dude. It went crazy. So they're going to make Zootopia 3, 4, and 5, I promise you. I promise you that. And they're probably going to be set in China. It's going to be the fox and the bunny taking a trip to a magical new Zootopia set.
Disneyland, or the new Zootopia-themed land at Shanghai Disneyland. He even announced a new theme park in Abu Dhabi with longtime CEO Bob Iger last year.
We feel very good about.
There's going to be a panda or a dragon character in the next Zootopia. I promise you that. I'm hand of Godding it, dude. Promise you.
The partner and what we're ultimately going to build here in Abu Dhabi.
Under him, the experiences division has returned to the best performing part of Disney's business. Where Diamaro doesn't have as much experience is in Disney's streaming and linear TV business. This is also where the company faces the most challenges. More people are cutting cable and advertising revenue is declining, which is hurting every media player. It's unclear how he will tackle that. Diamaro beat out fellow Disney executive Dana Walden, among other candidates for the CEO role. Walden is co-chairman of the Disney Entertainment Unit, so the TV and streaming realm is really hurt.
Tim, no disrespect. I'm not doing appearance judging here, but something about those eyes are kind of soulless. It's Mr. Beast smile. That's what it is. It's Mr. Beast smile. Something about the way she's smiling without her eyes, it's creepy. It's a Mr. Beast smile.
Diamaro has been more public-facing, especially as Disney invests in its theme parks. Frequent Disney visitors have told me it's not uncommon for Diamaro.
He's kind of got it too, honestly.
Disney invests in its theme parks.
Maybe if you're a 30-year Disney executive, it just comes with the territory. That's intense. That's intense.
Disney visitors have told me it's not uncommon for Diamaro to be on Main Street greeting guests. Iger, who called the shots at Disney for the better part of 2 decades, leaves behind a notable legacy. He led the acquisitions of Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 20th Century Fox, pushed the international expansion of Disney's theme parks, and launched Disney's streaming service Disney+. During that time, Disney's market cap more than quadrupled. So Diamaro does have some pretty big shoes to fill. But as someone who's been around him a dozen times, it does feel like he has that magic Disney touch. And it helps that he's got a pretty good track record.
It's just fucked because if Iger had left the first time, his legacy would have been untouchable, bro. But now it seems more like the product of its time. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Disney stock has been flat since 2015. Damn, 11 years. 11 years flat. This is when they thought Disney Plus was going to work, and this is when they realized it wasn't. So the 5-year performance is down 40%. Zootopia 3 will change everything. The traditional argument that Disney's trying to get acquired. There was a thought a while back that Apple might buy Disney. But I think Apple's not interested anymore. Also, that should be blocked. Another thing that should be blocked. We don't need to consolidate ever more of the few relating media companies into 2 tech companies. You think Zootopia Tokyo Drift. You think to attract the gigantic Chinese movie market, they should call it Zootopia Tokyo Drift. That's what you think. Because they love Japan and China. That's what they... I'm not so sure that you've nailed... I don't think you should be the next CEO of Disney, is what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Oh, wait. One more? Why Disney is more expensive than ever? Because they raised the prices. This is like the Jimmy High Roller video, bro. I can answer it in 2 seconds.
The ice cream bar would have cost $2.75 at Disney World in 2009. With inflation, that bar would cost $4.22 today. But the price has more than doubled to $6.50. And it's not just the price of ice cream. Basic Mickey ears are up 67%. And the Mickey pretzel is up 118%.
Just pause. First of all, if people can't afford Mickey ears, our economy's going the wrong direction, okay? People need to be able to afford. Back in my day, you could afford on a single family salary to get Mickey ears for the family. Now you have to pick. You have to pick your favorite kids.
67%. And the Mickey pretzel.
And by the way, the Mickey pretzel's worth $8.24. I love a good pretzel. That looks tasty as fuck.
Is up 118%. It's also gotten more expensive to get inside the parks. From 2015 to 2025, Disney World's top-tier annual pass nearly doubled from $829 to $1,629. That's a 44% increase after inflation.
Every year I think to myself, well, what's my breaking point? When will I say, oh, this is too much for an annual pass?
Disney attributes these price hikes to inflation, rising labor costs.
This is the youth that Disney's going for now. This is the new core Disney consumer that they're trying to get to.
Disney attributes these price hikes to inflation, rising labor costs, and the billions it invests to offer more experiences. But changes in how Disney sets park prices and its volatile entertainment division could also be to blame.
Now I feel like every time I blink, something new is getting more expensive in the parks.
So what's making a visit to Disney theme parks so expensive? And is there a limit to what fans will pay to experience the happiest place on Earth? Before Disney, America's earliest amusement parks weren't exactly designed with children in mind. Many were loud, dirty, and geared towards adults.
So we're just going back to that.
Featuring thrill rides and spectacles like human cannonballs.
Dude, bring that back.
The state of the amusement park industry was pretty sad because these parks had been around for a long, long time. A lot of them were in disrepair.
Coney Island, fire strikes again, destroying half of famous Luna
They gave
Park.
Coney an island?
Walt Disney saw this untapped market as an opportunity. On July 17, 1955, his vision became a reality, a sunny theme park in Anaheim, California.
Walt Disney's creation of Disneyland was like a refreshing change for the attractions industry because it was a new kind of amusement park that was much cleaner, much safer, and newer.
Disneyland wasn't just built for families, it was priced for them too. On opening day, the admission cost was 50 cents for children and $1 for adults.
Okay.
Adjusted for inflation, that's about $6 and $12.
That's nothing.
Rides were separate, costing somewhere between
That's
10
nothing.
and 35 cents, or about $1.20 to $4.20 today. And when ABC aired a live Dateline Disneyland special for Disneyland's grand opening,
People and eyes around the world are focused on these 160 acres here in Anaheim, California.
it became a national event. 90 million American households tuned in.
Why does Mickey look so scuffed?
By the time they did the televised version from the park on opening day, everybody in the country wanted to go to Disneyland. And that was a tremendous marketing strategy.
Okay.
A strategy that worked. In its first 10 weeks of operation, 1 million people visited Disneyland. By
Why doesn't the CEO just
1960,
do that?
some 5 million people were visiting California's Disneyland Park every year. Within its first 5 years of operation, Disneyland helped drive Walt Disney Productions' gross income from $27 million to roughly $70 million.
Sheesh.
Walt Disney was poised to grow the empire.
That is still the case.
Okay.
But expansion came at a price. Take Epcot, for example.
Ladies and gentlemen, Epcot Center, the opening celebration.
When the new park opened at Disney World in 1982, it reportedly cost the Disney company between $800 million and $1.2 billion
It's
to
just
build.
a big ball.
That same year, the company's ticketing system changed to a flat rate for entry and rides. This chart tracks the price of a one-day, one-park ticket at Walt Disney World from Epcot's opening in 1982.
Okay.
When it opened, a one-day ticket to Disney World cost $15, equivalent to $50 in today's money.
All right, not so bad.
Throughout the rest of the 1980s and 90s, that price climbed steadily as Disney World expanded with new lands, like MGM Studios and Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
After 2000, no new Disney World parks opened,
goes
but there
up
were
still?
new attractions, and park prices rose even faster. But 2 years in the 2010s would change how the parks were priced for good.
Dynamic.
In 2016, under the leadership of CEO Bob Iger, Disney introduced seasonal ticket
Not a great
pricing.
photo.
This model created tiered ticket prices based on seasonal demand, with days categorized as value, regular, or peak.
Their peak?
As a result, one-day ticket prices climbed above $100. And in its first quarter earnings the following year, Disney said higher average ticket prices helped push parks and resorts revenues up 6%.
Okay, well.
2 years later, Disney World switched to a date-based pricing model, where ticket prices vary by date.
So everybody wants to come during summer vacation and Christmas when their kids are out of school. And the trouble is that if you've spent billions of dollars, really, to build these attraction facilities, they're open 365 days a year. It's just not efficient to have them filled to the brim for 4, 5, 6 weeks out of the year, and then, not so much the rest of the time.
Okay.
That's Robert Niles, the founder and editor of the trade publication Theme Park Insider. Business Insider talked to him in 2018 at the height of Disney's pricing changes.
7 years
So
ago.
they really
okay.
want to use all of their pricing and promotions to try and equalize the crowds throughout the year.
This approach is an example of dynamic pricing, where prices change based on demand, timing, competition, or customer behavior.
Sure.
Something most people are already familiar with from airline fares or rideshare apps, which charge more during rush hour or when the weather's bad. Disney is not the only theme park company to use this approach. In 2016, Universal Studios Hollywood, Disney's biggest competitor, introduced demand-based tiered pricing, raising single-day tickets to $115. Disneyland's lowest price ticket for its slower season is $104, the same price it's been since 2019. In 2024, Disneyland Paris went a step further, adopting an airline-style model where prices can fluctuate until the ticket is purchased.
Oh, like same day?
And it's not just tickets. Prices inside the parks have climbed too.
That's
We
what they really
visited
get you.
Disneyland ourselves to see just how much prices for food and merchandise have increased.
Dude, what's fucked is they get you on parking too. It's like you pay hundreds for the ticket, then it's an extra like I feel like it's like $45. It's like insane for the parking. And then, then the food is expensive.
We started by making a list of items sold in the past that are still sold today and how much they used to cost. Then we went to the park to check out the new prices for everything on our list. The price of every item we checked has increased faster than inflation over the past.
Paid business trip for Business Insider. Yeah, I think this video was made by a Disney adult who got to do a fucking... We should do a story on all the stuff in Disneyland. I need to test everything. I need to check all the...
17 years. Now, even die-hard fans are having to make hard choices about investing in the happiest place on Earth.
How long have you been a fan of Disney, and how long have you been going to Disney parks?
The womb, potentially. I was a Disney child, to a Disney teenager, to a Disney adult. I've never really lost that love of magic. Now that I have adult money, I can start buying and collecting things I really like. And I love Disney art. I purchased this piece, which is Notre Dame. Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite Disney film of all time, and it's not appreciated nearly enough. This is something from my mom. It's a set of limited edition stamps. I have a huge Disney pin collection.
She's
So
like
I have a pretty wide-ranging
adult.
collection of ears. So these are my favorite pair. They're modeled after Thanos' gauntlet. I have these are Scarlet Witch ones. This denim hat with the ears built in. These probably are my actual favorite. Like it's all like very like candy inspired, Ariel inspired.
They're like
the
jump
old
cutting.
school character hats from the 90s, like character headbands. But this is just a small amount of my collection.
Even superfans like Sarah are struggling to contend with the high prices at the parks.
To me, Disney World has always been one of the few companies and one of the few places that truly, truly cared about its fan base. My relationship with Disney has changed partly because Disney has gotten very expensive over the years.
In a 2025 Wall Street Journal survey, 74% of people said experiences like cruises, amusement parks, and trips to Disney resorts had become financially out of reach.
It's expensive to operate.
Has she not heard of credit cards? I'm sorry, but like, if you can't borrow money to keep up your consumer spending, then what the point is this country for? Like, Klarna that shit. Buy now, pay later that shit. Put that on Amex. You gotta...
Disney. And so I do understand some of the price increases, but I do think they are starting
Disney
to price
now,
out
pay
your
later.
average middle class family into like that once in a life.
There should be like a goofy, literally a guy in a goofy suit at the front of Disney should offer to sign you into a debt contract where you can Disney now, pay later. Oh, yeah. Just 4 easy payments. And then you can go in right there and have a good time. And then he'll show up at your door and break your legs if you don't pay.
Time trip.
Disney is offering a summer promotion starting in May 2026. A $50 one-day park hopper pass for kids ages 3 to 9. Over the past decade, Disney has also layered new premium experiences on top of its core offerings. Take Fast Pass, for example.
Check this out. You roll up to the Fast Pass kiosk, throw your ticket in, and boom, boom.
Sick.
Until 2021, this service allowed park visitors to skip long lines for free. Today, its successor, the Lightning Lane Premier Pass, is a tiered and pricey add-on, costing up to $449 depending on the park and time of year. There are other services Disney once offered for free that no longer exist, like Magical Express, a complimentary shuttle that transported travelers between Orlando International Airport and resort hotels. After Disney discontinued the shuttle in 2022, it gave guests the option to choose between services like Mears Connect, about $32 round trip for adults,
What about a
or its
magical
more
Uber
premium
ride?
minivan service, which can cost roughly $400 round trip for adults. There are also luxury lodging options. For example, when Walt Disney World's Bora Bora bungalows opened in 2015, one night at the bungalows cost upward of $2,100, or $2,876 adjusted for inflation. Now, a one-night stay at these deluxe bungalows can cost guests a minimum of $3,500, or over $6,800 depending on the season.
If you're gonna go to Bora Bora, why stay at the Disney bungalow? If you're gonna spend this kind of money, why? It's not even a park. It's just the Disney branded bungalow. What? What for what reason? You can get a fucking Airbnb or something the same price. Why you're paying $7,000 a night? Why put Disney on it?
Disney understands the demographic changes that are happening in the United States at this point. They understand what's happening with income and economic inequality. They know that the money is in the upper level, the top 10%, the top 1%. They've created a wide variety of new products to try and, frankly, extract more money out of the people who have money to spare. Now, the downside with that is if you're one of those remaining middle-class people in America, you could get squeezed here.
I do firmly believe there are still ways to do Disney in a affordable way, but it is becoming harder.
And that's tough, and I feel that too, and I understand it. But at the same time, if Disney's going to grow, it's got to go where the money is.
And the parks are perhaps more important for Disney's overall business than ever. Disney is made up of three main segments. And entertainment led the way for decades.
TV is sort of a big fuel of Disney's other businesses.
Then came the cord cutters.
We didn't even talk about
online
ESPN.
streaming is rapidly killing cable, Meg.
Does this portend the death of TV?
In 2019, when Disney Plus first launched.
Bro, Disney Channel was cinema growing up. Okay, you can't. Disney Channel was good. It was bangers. It was a very competitive TV service for children. Okay, a lot of good stuff on Disney. Yeah, I think pound for pound, Disney Channel beats whatever the fuck they're watching now, Cocomelon and what channel has like kids shows like that now? Where do you watch that now? What is the current like Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, or like a movie like Brink? Just YouTube? It's Twitch? It's Kai Cenat? It is, right? It's fucking YouTube. It's damn, bro, that's kind of crazy. High key.
Netflix already had roughly 140 million subscribers.
Disney committed an enormous amount of money to catch up with Netflix. It committed tens of billions of dollars. At one point, spending more than double what Netflix was spending.
It's the Big A Clips channel, yeah.
As time went on, the cost of building this streaming service began to weigh on Disney. At one point,
Dude, spending double what Netflix is spending to get Mandalorian and Grogu. To get, like 18 different fucking Marvel shows that are all like, damn, bro. She-Hulk and that's why Andor was good, but even Andor I heard was like, unfortunately not a hit. Like for the amount of money they spent crazy money on it. I'm glad we got Andor. It's a lucky fluke. But it didn't make the money back. I didn't drive enough subs.
was running losses of $11 billion on its streaming service.
Disney CEO Bob Iger would later admit he thought the company invested too heavily in streaming. But at the same time, Disney parks rebounded quickly from pandemic shutdowns. Since 2022, Experiences, the division of Disney that controls theme parks and cruises, has become the company's biggest moneymaker, making up about 70% of operating income. So Iger made a choice.
I didn't even know it was that high.
Invest in what's working. In September 2023, Disney said it planned to invest $60 billion in the parks division over the next decade.
I mean, it's fun. It's 70% because the streaming service is actually money losing. Like, if it was a different world where they were selling all their property to Netflix and Amazon and getting renewals every year, they probably make a buck ton. It would be a big chunk of the company. But because it's all on a money losing Disney Plus.
And in 2025 alone, it increased spending from $5 billion to a whopping $8 billion. In 2024, at a conference for Disney's official fan club, Disney announced 4 new cruise ships and 14 new attractions.
4 new cruise
As the company
ships.
invests more money in new rides, cruise ships, resorts, and themed lands, the parks are what it's relying on to fund its future.
Yeah, that is actually becoming a parks company.
But
No
will
joke.
shiny new attractions be enough to keep Disney fans returning? Some families are even seeking out help to budget their trips. There's a whole industry built around planning a Disney vacation. Search online and you'll find countless groups, some even directly affiliated with Disney, who navigate this increasingly complex world of trip packages, vacation rentals, line-skipping passes.
Wait, isn't NL the one that always goes on Disney cruises? Are they pivoting to a Northern Lion based strategy? They're all in on bald mid-30s single child families.
And more. From a planning perspective for families, you then have to think about how are we getting there, where are we going to stay, how long do we want to stay, how much can we spend, all of those things become factors.
And Disney is still raising prices. In October 2025, it raised the price of the Lightning Lane Premier Pass.
If prices keep rising, we're probably going to have to cut back on how often we go. But I also think that, yes, Disney fans will find a way. And sadly, that is just to go into debt to go.
Oh my God, I was
trips,
joking.
Which is a larger problem.
A lot
I was
of joking.
joking.
Complain when the
No, don't find a way by going into debt. Dude, I was actually joking. That's insane to say. She couldn't even pretend to be like, yeah, I'll cut back if they raise the price. Like, maybe I'll cut back, but realistically, I'll probably go into debt. That's crazy. That's not finding a way. Finding a way would be like sneaking in food and doing everything you can to make it cheaper. Just putting it on a credit card is...
Prices rise, but they do still go. And I'm an example of someone who's still going even though the prices will rise. This year, I didn't even blink an eye. I just gave my credit card and I renewed the pass. Yeah, so someday I might get to that point where I'm like, really? I don't know, but I haven't reached that point. I don't think I'll reach that point for a couple of years, yeah.
Disney addiction. Anyway, it's I think a short-term strategy for the company, doing more live stuff, more cruises, more. But there's a part in Bob Iger's book where he talks about when he's not yet CEO. He's working at Disney, but he's not CEO. He's talking to the CEO, Michael Eisner, and he's looking out at a parade of Disney stuff in the late 90s. No, maybe this is the mid-2000s. And all the popular floats are from shit that was made 10 years ago. So it's like Aladdin. It's like Lion King. It's but it's all getting kind of old. And all the new stuff from Disney, if you remember Disney early 2000s, they have Atlantis. They have Brother Bear. All that shit, I mean, people love it, but it flopped. It all flopped. Yeah, it's Pocahontas, Hercules, Tarzan, Brother Bear. Treasure Planet, all that stuff, it did badly. Like it didn't sell a lot of toys. It wasn't like a big franchise. It was like okay, but they're iconic. People love them. People remember them from their childhood, but they weren't big hits. And that was the moment Iger said he knew he had to buy Pixar because all those kids, they liked the old Disney stuff kinda, but they at that point they were into like Toy Story and it was all the new stuff for kids. So they had to buy. That's when they had to buy Pixar to like get ahead with the children and get cars and whatever. So now they're gonna have to buy Bluey, bro. They're gonna have to buy fucking Coco Melon. They're gonna have to buy Mr. Beast and put him in the. But what that really means is, the bigger lesson of that is like if they ignore children now, it'll hurt them a lot later because Disney adults will age out. Although that woman was pretty old. It'd be funny if Disney just becomes a retirement community. It'd be funny if Disney just keeps following this cohort of millennials until they're literally in the dirt. Anyway, folks, I think I'm gonna wrap here the entirety of J. Cole's album that I haven't memorized. But I think I'm gonna end. J. Cole album review, I really liked it. Yeah, I really liked it. I listened to it fully about a time and a half before sleep last night, and then while playing basketball, I really liked it. But I'm gonna do it some more to get some GSS tomorrow. I believe so. I wanted to finish this Elon Press, which I didn't finish, so I didn't do it today. I'll try to do that tomorrow, then maybe GSS. I did talk about this today. Talked about layoffs, talked about rising credit card debt, all at the beginning of the stream if you want to check it out. One more vid for the fans. If you have a banger, I guess I could, but before you go, what do you think about these bad boys? Wait, check these out. Okay, they kind of low key go dumb. They kind of go dumb, but for 149, I'm not getting a lot of. It's like a one time. They kind of go dumb. Can you stack them? That's the real question. Buy 2 pairs, find out. All right, Jay, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. It was fun talking to you. I will be live tomorrow. I'm playing basketball at 1, but after that, I am free to go live. So, see you, Spoon. Oh, sevens, thank you. Goodbye. Good night. See you soon. Bye.